Peace and blessings. I'm Giovanna Tisdale, the Sacred Wellness Alchemist. I am also the owner of the Culture Spot in Wake Forest, North Carolina, where I provide energy healing, massage therapy. I also do coaching and intuitive readings, and just provide a variety of treatments and healing modalities for the body, mind, and soul. I kind of want to talk a little about like what Sacred Wellness Alchemy is, kind of how it came about, and just this process that I noticed myself going through and that I was guiding my clients through. So to me, what Sacred Wellness Alchemy is, it has been the merging of different work or medicine practices that I have done in the past. So I started out back in 2006, something like that, with positive forward movement. And that was all about mindset, goals, success. And then that merged or evolved into the spiritual love healer. And that was about self-love, healing the heart, forgiveness, healthy relationships. I also had Healing Single Mothers, which was and still is a podcast that I host, and just kind of focuses on different topics related to parenting. It's now called Sacred Motherhood. And we just talk about all the things that women, mothers, that we experience and that we go through from the lens of motherhood. And that's all about reclaiming the sacredness of motherhood, something that I think is missing in our society. There's also Shamanic Money Priestess, which was about healing your relationship with money, manifesting, magic, all things related to finances, budgeting, and creating more flow of abundance in your life. And there was also Ancestral Bodywork Priestess, which was bodywork, energy healing. And so through each of these, I had different energy healing practices or offerings, different techniques and things that I did, like Abundance Code Collective. I had, like I said, the Sacred Motherhood Show. I had Angelic Heart Healing Sessions, forgiveness coaching, Abundantly Ever After coaching. I had all of these different things, and they each had their own lane and had their own purpose, but everything like felt super segmented. And so when I thought about like what wellness is, and to me, wellness has always been mind, body, soul, money. And so I noticed that each of these different things that I had created all covered those different areas. So instead of me having different brands or websites and things like that, I brought them all together under Sacred Wellness Alchemy. So Sacred Wellness is holistic healing for the body, mind, soul, and money as well. And it's all about the transformation of you as an individual, these different areas of your life. And so that was what Sacred Wellness Alchemy was. It was about holistic healing beyond the surface, helping you step into alignment, into living what I like to call abundantly ever after, whether you've experienced pain, a disconnection from yourself, physical trauma, emotional trauma. So just whatever you've gone through in the past, living abundantly ever after is about you being able to step into a new version of yourself. And so I help people who are dealing with stress, emotional wounds, physical aches and pains, energetic blocks, spiritual disconnection, needing more self-love, wanting healthier relationships, just people who are living and would like support in living a happier, healthier life where they can feel free and happy and deal with challenges in a way that is empowering. So that's just a little bit of what I do. And I just kind of combined all of my different skills, including massage and bodywork therapy, Reiki energy healing, crystal healing, sound healing, angelic healing, different traditions in Reiki, also like candle work, working with the moon, just all of these different things that I have studied and done and used over the years to help me integrate those things into my work, into my courses, into my programs, into the one-on-one services that I offer. And it's all very magical. My mission is to really help people transform from the inside out so that they can shed whatever stagnancy, whatever limiting beliefs, whatever pains that they continue to experience. Because oftentimes when we have aches and pains in our body, it's due to something being stored there, whether it's a memory, an emotion, some sort of energetic trap. And so those are the things that I really like to support people in, so that they walk away feeling refreshed, lighter, rejuvenated, happier, healthier, and well. So as I looked over my life's journey, it had been a series of death and rebirth, a series of things falling apart and me having to rebuild. And so I thought about, as I'm guiding people through healing and transformation, what does that look like? What is the pathway? And so I noticed that for me, true healing happens when everything is in alignment, when our body, our mind, and our soul are in alignment. That is when true healing happens. And oftentimes, in order for us to get the support or the resources, whether it be through a healer or a coach or a therapist, or whatever it is, a book, a meditation, we need the financial means in order to do that. A lot of stress that we have is work related, it's finance related. Finances is one of the biggest issues that people have in relationships. So making sure that we are touching on all of those areas, having them in harmony, makes sense. You can't always get the help or the support or the resources that you need if you do not have a good financial foundation. And oftentimes our financial foundation is related to our core, how we feel about ourselves. It's also our mindset. So all of these things are interconnected and definitely impact how we feel. How we feel impacts, like our feelings, our emotions impact how we feel physically, and vice versa. And it's all connected. So one of the things that I noticed is that there was like a process that I was going through, and I knew rebirth was one of them. Rebirth for sure. So I sat and I'm like, okay, so what is it that I go through? And it was very seasonal. One of the things I noticed is the more that I pay attention to my own personal cycles, I understand better how my energy flows during each season of the year. And so there was also this thing where I noticed, like, I would have a personal spring, a personal summer, a personal winter, a personal fall. And so for me, one of the first things, it was release. Like, fall is what came up. I would see the leaves falling from the tree. And again, that kind of goes back to positive forward movement with the mindset, because we have to let go of the thoughts and the habits and the ideas that do not serve us. So if we can release the pain, the stress, the thoughts, that frees us up to kind of reprogram ourselves. So all of the things that we experience leaves an imprint on us, physically and energetically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the ways, whether it's positive or whether it's not so positive, right? So through bodywork, energy healing, coaching, guided meditations, EFT tapping, release sessions, whatever it is, we start to clear that stuff away so that we can create space for something new to come in, and to help like release the stagnancy, the tension, and the things that you have felt building up over time. And this allows your nervous system, your energetic system to reset and to heal. Once we start to release, then we need to realign. And this is kind of where a lot of the self-love and relational work comes in, that spiritual love aspect of things, because that is what restores balance. You start to remember and see things differently, right? You're already released what no longer serves you. Now you are able to create space for balance and renewal in your life. So things like chakra healing, breath work, journaling, also deep self-love work helps to shift your energy from that lack, from that stagnancy, to something that's more vibrant and more uplifting. And so that helps you to feel centered, reconnected, grounded, and aligned with your core self or your higher self. Then we move into restore. So I feel like, so release is fall, realign. I don't know if that would be spring. It could also be winter, because I think of, I'll say realign would be spring. Restore, I think, is winter, because that's a good season for integration. It's a good season for that deep, quiet, internal work. So restoration is reconnecting with your inner power and self-love. So this can also fall into like the spiritual love work. There's also mindset work. And there's also that worth work with like the shamanic money priestess. There's so many different ways that these different threads or of wisdom or medicine can impact us in each season of our life. So this is about taking out the old, right? A lot of this is about rewiring yourself, unlearning and relearning. But healing isn't just about taking things away or letting things go. We have to start to rebuild from a place of trust, of inner strength, of self-love, of inner wisdom, because you've learned a lot as you've navigated these different challenges. So that's where spiritual coaching, energy work, those sacred self-care rituals, to awaken like a deeper sense of self-awareness and to start reprogramming and recreating who it is that you are, who it is that you were truly meant to be, and no longer identifying with the things that you've experienced in the past, with the things that people or situations told you or taught you that you were. You get to basically recreate yourself and have a sense of inner pride and a deep sense of peace, because you can rest in knowing who you truly are. That is where rebirth comes in. Now you are awakened to your highest potential. And I feel like this is summer. This feels like, you know, you are on a stage and the spotlight is on you. Rebirth to me is summer, although it could also be spring. But I feel like this is your moment to shine. This is your moment to stand confidently in who you are. You've shed the weight from the past, and now you're able to emerge renewed, refreshed, with confidence, with new skills and tools to help you be your most successful self in whatever way that means for you. And it allows you to reclaim who you were meant to be, the life that you were meant to be, to have or to live, the dreams that you may have deferred or let go or forgotten. And so this is about taking soul-led action, being embodied in your healing, because one of the things I see too is like we can get stuck in a perpetual state of healing, like, well, I need to heal this and I need to heal that. And healing happens through living. The more that you live, the more that you show up, that healing, because it's reprogramming yourself, it's reprogramming your nervous system to know that you're safe. It's showing up, it's doing things that you love, it's doing things that you've always wanted to but never allowed yourself to do. That is the rebirth. And that is living in alignment. It is taking steps towards prosperity, towards living abundantly ever after. And you get to decide what that looks like for you. And I think that is the most amazing part of it. So with Sacred Wellness Alchemy, like I said, it is a combination of things. It is very intuitive. I meet my clients, especially if we're working up one-on-one, I kind of meet you where you are, because everyone's journey is going to be unique. So like I said, it's like a very personalized combination of bodywork, energy healing, coaching, spiritual guidance, just all of my tools and resources I just bring to you. And sometimes, yeah, just let spirit lead. So if it feels like you need more energy work, then we'll lean in on that. And I think it's really fun because it is unique, and I really love to see how people blossom and transform when we work together. So that is a little bit about what Sacred Wellness Alchemy is, how it came about. There are different ways in which people can work with me. Like I said, I do have a physical location, so people can come in for massage therapy, for energy healing. Typically, like my coaching work, unless it's like a wellness retreat, then like coaching and things like that, I do those things remotely. But otherwise, clients get to come in and experience what I have to offer firsthand. And I think what I love most is just helping people release the emotional baggage and the energetic weight that they have picked up throughout life. Because once we can clear that stuff out, then it's like the sky's the limit. We no longer have those fears or those limitations, and we're confident and able to step outside of our comfort zone. And it just, life is different. It's sweeter. We're not living in a perpetual state of stress or fear or reacting out of trauma responses. We're able to make different, healthier decisions that feel more in alignment. We're able to advocate for ourselves. We're able to achieve our dreams and create a new life for ourselves and our children if we have them. And I just think it just makes the world a better place. So that is a bit about me and what I do. My website is JavonnaTisdale.com. So on that website, you'll find both of my podcasts or shows. There's the Abundantly Ever After show and Sacred Motherhood show. You'll find my blog filled with different articles and topics on different things, from health and wellness to things about like energy healing, my own personal stories. I just posted something about building confidence. This is something that I think I needed as well. So it's one of the reasons why I wrote this. A lot of the things that I do and share are born out of my own experiences and things that have helped me. Because when I started my blog initially, like way back when, in like the 2004, 2006, somewhere around there, initially it was just supposed to be a place for me to trauma dump. And what I found is that once I was sitting down to write, I was inspiring myself. So instead of me like blurting out all of the horrible things that I was experiencing, it was like I was giving myself advice. I was coaching myself through it. And that helped me tremendously. And it's what inspired me to help others, because I didn't have someone else to fill me with the motivation and the inspiration and the positive words and the hope. So I had to be that for myself. And even though I was able to do it, it was very hard. It's not something that I should have had to do alone, but I'm grateful that I was able to go through what I went through and to be able to support myself. But I know that not everyone is that lucky. And so part of why I do the work that I do, especially around like emotional healing and relationships and just the physical weight that impacts on us, is because I didn't have anyone to support me through that. And so if I can help someone else, then that's what I'm going to do. I feel like that's why I'm here. I've experienced a lot of storms and struggles, and I believe it was to help me so that I could guide others through their own struggles as well. But the post that I shared was about building confidence by taking action. And a lot of times we hear things like fake it till you make it. And sometimes that doesn't work, because if you are an authentic person, then pretending is not going to feel good for you. Also, if you're someone who has experienced trauma, stepping outside of your comfort zone isn't always going to feel safe. Yes, you can try to push yourself through the fear, but that might lead you to like freezing, running, giving up, negative self-talk. It just kind of puts you in a loop of stuckness. And so that's kind of what that blog post is about different ways to help you move forward and that feel right and true, that don't necessarily feel like you are having to fake anything. And it talks about why we feel fear around doing something different and how we're basically having to rewire ourselves. And there's this internal battle of the old you versus the you that you want to become, or the new you. And so the more you try to step away and do something different, then the old you is like, hey, wait, no, I don't want to shake things up. So it's like you're having to go against everything that you feel, that you believe, that you know, and do something different that's going to lead you to a different outcome, and that can be scary. And so one of the things I talked about too was like having support, some sort of accountability, an accountability partner, just someone or something, whether it's a group, community, like whatever it is having that support so that you know that you're not alone, that you know that what you're feeling is part of the process, and different ways to cope with it. I like tapping, journaling, dancing, even to like dispel that. We have to get to a place where we're able to, because what happens is, right, fear is holding us. And so we have to get to a place where we're able to hold the fear so that we can move forward. It's hard to move forward when fear is holding you. And so I do like to kind of consider the perspective of people who have been through a lot of things, who have been through a lot of trauma, who don't necessarily always have support, because our mindsets, our nervous systems, our energy systems are probably wired a little differently. And so I like to speak to that, because sometimes it can be, oh, you just do it and you just show up, and that can be terrifying. It can be daunting and a bit too harsh or aggressive for certain people. And so I like to give a different perspective, because I had to baby step my way through a lot of things. And even now, as I'm trying to build a business and come back in a more visible way, because I used to do like YouTube videos, I used to go live on Facebook and Instagram almost every day, and then I got out of the habit, and then I just had all this fear around, and I'm like, why? Like, why can't I just do what I was doing before? And it's because there are certain things that I need to process and get back comfortable with. So until I do that, I'm starting from the beginning and not judging myself for it. And I'm just gonna like set some goals and hold space for myself and work through whatever's coming up so that I can move through this time in a very comfortable and authentic way that feels like I'm being in my own integrity and ethics and my boundaries, and honoring myself while also not procrastinating and making excuses about why I'm not doing the thing. So I hope that this has helped you and just shed a little light on what Sacred Wellness Alchemy is, why like certain things have shifted. And I'm really excited and look forward to even more goodness. I can't believe that this month is coming to an end. Things are moving so quickly, but I'm really excited because a lot of amazing things are happening. I know like myself and some other friends that I've talked to, it's been like things have been up in the air. There have been a lot of challenging moments, but I think that for a lot of us, we're being forced to grow and to show up and to name things. So it's been very interesting. I'm just grateful that I'm still here and that I'm continuing to work on my goals and dreams, and I hope that you do the same. I'm sending you an abundance of love. You can check in the caption or comments, and I'll leave links to the blog post that I mentioned, as well as to some ways that you can work with me. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Peace.